You're
Thank you. Thank you.
one of the most amazing guests I've had in my
Thank
conference, and I'm happy to have you. You have been. Oh, the suspense you gave me was so high. The suspense was so high.
Yeah.
Suspense was so high. It was like
Thank
we're
you.
watching a movie and we're waiting for what to happen next. And thank God we have here. Welcome, Brian
Thank you
Wambego.
so
Am I
much, brother.
pronouncing
I really appreciate
your
it.
name well?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up for me. I know what it means to be an entrepreneur. It's not easy. Mental toughness in thinking, making things work, organizing your team, doing a lot of stuff. So I understand that you've been so busy. So
Yeah.
thank you for scheduling your time yourself to be here. It's an honor to me and to the people who are watching you. I love you. I am Collins. Many call me Master Collins, but I'm the success soldier. It's good to meet you. I tell people
Awesome.
they don't know what is coming in the next 5 years from now. You and I and your friends and team will be doing a lot of massive stuff. We'll be doing a lot of massive stuff. We'll be doing a lot of massive stuff. Massive
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I can't wait for that. We'll collaborate. We'll do a lot of stuff. We'll tour universities. So thank you so much for coming to my conference.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. This is Reinvention Lion Good Conference.
Yeah.
Reinvention Lion Good Conference. So here with me I have King Brian Wambego.
Mm-hmm.
Each time I call that his name, King Brian Wambego, sometimes like he's from the Vusi family. Vusi Dembego, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm like wow, this is from South Africa. And again, there's a relationship between us because Moses B actor is a mentee to Vusi Dembele, and you are also a mentee. Can you see that? And we are one family, one cycle. So
Yeah.
we're going to do massive stuff. The stuff we'll be doing soon, we'll be hosting Vusi Dembele, Moses B actor,
Mm-hmm.
Kwame, featurist. We'll collaborate together. We'll do massive stuff, and that is coming. I can't wait for that to happen. So
Yeah.
that's what I know we'll do together very, very soon. And we're going to shake this world together. We're impacting over 5 billion people. I'm not thinking about million people, I'm thinking about billion because I can
Mm-hmm.
reach anybody now easily with the help of internet. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to touch more life. So
Yeah.
welcome here. I
Thank you.
will put your profile, your bio about you in the link in the description of this video later. So, but before that, we would like to introduce yourself in 1 minute. Then, boom, we start. Let's meet
All
you.
right. Thank you so much for having me on board, Collins. I really appreciate it. To those who are watching, my name is Brian Nyambego. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a personal branding trainer. But above all, I'm a firstborn in a family of 6 kids. And basically, that is how I usually introduce myself. And I usually tell people that there are two ways that you can introduce yourself, or maybe three sometimes. You can tell people the corporate side of you, but sometimes you need to tell people the family aspect side of you. Because you see, there is someone who's an entrepreneur and he or she is a firstborn somewhere, so they know what being a firstborn means. So the reason I usually tell people that I am a firstborn is because I might be going to pitch a deal somewhere, and this person that I'm pitching the deal with, the only deal breaker that will make them to give me that opportunity or something is me being a firstborn. They know what I go through every single day. So I feel like that is why I usually tell people that at the end of the day, I am a firstborn in a family of 6 kids. Yeah. Hmm.
Firstborn are the one that carries the pillar of the house, carry the
Yeah.
responsibility. Pillar
Hmm.
symbolize responsibility, symbolizes load, symbolizes a lot of stuff, and you make a pathway for others to follow your footprints. So it's not
Yeah.
really not easy. So when you say firstborn, I understand that because I'm also a firstborn.
Yeah.
Ahem. Firstborn out of five, in family of
Mhm.
five. I'm the
Yeah.
firstborn, first man, first billionaire, first everything. And look at us here. Here we
Thank
are.
you. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm.
Welcome, welcome. So now you wrote a book, and that book has a magazine, and the title is a billionaire mindset, or the mindset
Yeah.
of a billionaire.
Hmm.
So, and this is the journey of becoming. Because before one becomes a billionaire in cash and asset, you must have that
Yeah.
mindset. And the truth is that nobody is a billionaire in this world that has a billionaire sitting in their account.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not there. It's not there. They use it for project, or lives you've touched and all those stuff. That's what counts and make you a billionaire. Your project, the stuff you've done, and the thing you'll be doing, fiction, picture, and the
Yeah.
revelations, ideas. That's a billion. You can have a like me, I have $1 billion idea. I have $1 billion company. So, but that money is not in my account. But I have the mindset of a billionaire for me to be able to run the company and lead others, share the wealth to others. That's what makes me a
Yeah.
billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome here. So because of that book you've written, and I've seen you go through universities, travel, tour cities with your friends, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm inspired. I'm inspired. And truly, I've heard you say it over time that number is just an age. Huh? Number is just a
Mm-hmm.
number. I mean, like
Yeah.
you can be 20 and be doing something that is 40 something years old. Do you know what you're doing now? It's what 60 years old is doing. And let me tell you, somebody that is doing what you're doing now. Tony
Mm-hmm.
Elumelu, the owner of UBA Bank. That is what
Yeah.
he's that is what he's doing now. The thing you are doing at this age is what the owner of UBA Bank, United Bank of Africa, is doing
Mm-hmm.
at his age. He did not do it when he was young like you, but you are doing
Yeah.
it now in your age. The thing a man of 60 years plus is doing is what you are doing now. So it's a no no. I
Mm-hmm.
remove the cap for you. Oh, I'm not wearing cap. I'm removing the cap for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's another. Can you imagine by the time you get to 60, how far you've gone? What legacy you like that will be called tied to your name, your foundation? You're like, whoa, I did it. You live fulfilled life. So I'm so
Mm-hmm.
happy for what you're doing. I'm
Thank you.
inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Talk so that we will do together with collaboration. We'll do more.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. And here you want to teach us on the mindset of billionaire, the journey of becoming from your
Mm-hmm.
experiences. And I believe because you said it, that dreams are unbreakable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that phrase from you. Dreams are unbreakable, never. They're
Mm-hmm.
unbreakable. And becoming a billionaire cannot nobody can break me from becoming a billionaire. I will become it. My dreams of becoming a billionaire, I will become it because my dreams are unbreakable. Welcome
Yeah.
yourself.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. And I don't know if Collins is still around or because I lost him for a few. But yeah, my name is Brian NYAMBEGO. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a personal branding trainer, but above all, I'm a firstborn in a family of 6 kids. And the reason I'm here today, I'm going to share the things that I've been able to learn for the past couple of years, and also the things that I've been able to put in practice for the past couple of months, and show you that at the end of the day, dreams are unbreakable, dreams are valid, but the only thing you need to do is just believe in yourself. And yeah, I'm 21 years old. I was born 21 years ago. When I was growing up, I didn't have this dream of becoming a personal branding trainer. My dad wanted me to become a pilot, but apart from that, I think the reason one thing I came to realize is that we all have two dreams in life. You have your dream and your parents' dream. The reason my father wanted me to become a pilot is because it is something that he didn't achieve. So he wanted me to achieve a dream he didn't achieve. But on this other end, my greatest my greatest ambition was to write books, travel the world, and also converse with people, heal people. You get from my books, my story alone. So I believe that is why, as young people, we need to start thinking big at a young age. That is why I usually go around telling people that age is just a number. The only thing you need to do is just think big, start now. Start now, like just start now. Okay. Um, I finished high school, got my first job at a business school in Nairobi. It's called Royal Business School. I got my first job as a marketing strategist. It's not something I went to school to learn. It's something that I learned from the University of YouTube. It's something that I like. I realized there was a gap in their school. That, you know what? It is a big school, yes, but what do they lack? They lack clientele. How can I get that clientele? Because when I usually go for tours, I usually talk to thousands of young people. And I mean, thousands of those young people in those high schools can join their business school. So that is how we were able to strike a deal together. And they employed me as their marketing strategist at the age of 19. So down the line, I realized that the only thing we usually do as young people is limit ourselves, that we can't do this, we can't do that. Or maybe if your friend hasn't done something, so you think that you can't also do it. You know, you will never know how much further a string can go unless you pull it. So, and another thing, I can use an illustration of a tea bag. A tea bag, you'll never know how strong a tea bag is until it's put in hot water. Reason being, you see, if you put it in cold water, it will not diffuse. But if you put it in hot water, definitely it will diffuse. But as young people, we usually think that these things are not there. These things can't happen. Becoming a billionaire is tough. I usually tell people that my book doesn't talk about money. I talk about a poor kid with a rich dream, because you see, I believe that we all have dreams. I believe that we all have ambitions. But what stops us is the mind. Because you see, the whole thing, the whole process starts from the thoughts, you know, from your thoughts to your words, from your words to the actions, from the actions they make it to come alive. So yeah, that is how I started my journey. I started my journey sales, and I can say from then it's been God all through. So yeah, I'll jump right in. Personal branding 101. There's this rule that I usually teach people about, the 10 times rule. The 10 times rule, I usually talk about the first 10 meters, the first 10 seconds, and the first 10 words. The first 10 meters, the first 10 seconds, and the first 10 words. That is the 10x rule. The 10x rule, I usually tell people that the first 10 meters is about how you're dressed. You know, people will address you how you're dressed, because before they hear you, they must first see you. That is one thing I usually tell people. So be smart. There are people that I look up to, people like Vusi Tembekwayo, people like Tony Elumelu, people like Julian Kula, people like Daniel G, all these people, and you look at the way they usually dress. For me, it is a win-win situation, because see this, you're dressed well, you go into that boardroom, it's easy for you to strike a deal. Sometimes the way you're dressed can confuse people in terms of age. That is why I tell people that age is just a number. You see, so the thing is, dress well, dress smart, any day, any occasion. Whether you're going to play golf, whether you're going for a date, wherever you're going, just be smart, dress well. That really matters a lot. For me, it did matter, and it has mattered a lot. All the engagements I've done, all the places that I've gone to, it has really mattered a lot. So my question to you is, how well do you dress? Because you see, you can't visit someone like Tony Elumelu and Vusi Tembekwayo and expect that these people, yes, they will listen to you, well and good, but there is a level of intelligence that needs to be unlocked, or rather, there's a level of intelligence that people look at when they look at how you're dressed. There's something that comes with that. The next thing is the first 10 seconds. The first 10 seconds is about your aura. Your aura is about how you smile, when you greet people. That matters a lot. You greet me, yes, you're in a good suit, but you come to me, you greet me, you're bored, you're sad. I mean, it will be so hard for me to have a conversation with you. So your aura really makes someone comfortable, or rather determines whether you guys are going to have a conversation or not. So after you've dressed well, look at your aura, how you walk, how you smile, how you look at people, how you greet people. That really matters. Then the last thing is the first 10 words, communication, like how you communicate. Your first 10 words determines if you're going to have a conversation with this person for the next 2 or 3 hours. Determines if you're going to meet weekly with this person to just have a conversation. Determines if this person is going to enjoy your company. So those are the three things that I've really learned for the past couple of years, and they have really helped me so much. So as a young person, I came to realize that most of us usually ask ourselves, where should I start from? And I believe that that is where I started from. um, from there it becomes easier for you to meet people, for you to engage with CEOs, founders, and now you can get to express your idea, because once you've dressed well, once you're good, or maybe ticked your box of aura, I mean, then next you've ticked, you add the box of communication. Now it's easier for you to strike a deal, because you see, nobody will care about your age. People will care about your intellectual side. People will care about, if I give this person the job, they'll wrap it up quick than someone else who doesn't know how to communicate. So I mean, that really matters a lot. Then from there, now it's easier for you to start off, because you see, there's a student who was asking me the other day, the Brian, yes, you've talked about all this, but how do I start off? Like, how do I do it? Then I told them, once you've learned all those three things, you need now to step out there. Stepping out there, I mean, you might have a book, but if you can't stand in front of people and make sales, then it doesn't make sense. I can't call myself a public speaker if I'm not able to stand in front of a podium and talk to 1,000 people. But that is a process as well. If you go to Instagram, to my highlights, you'll realize that before I became a public speaker, I usually used to go to children's home to give back to the society. But yes, as much as I was giving back to the society, I used that opportunity to learn and to also express myself. Because you see, if you go to my highlights on Instagram, the last highlight talks about charity. I visited, I think, about 30 children's home in Nairobi. All of them are on my highlights. You can go check out. And I remember during that time, now I know, then I didn't know, that I used to go, yes, we used to net, but I used to be given a session to talk to these kids and just have a conversation with them. And I realized that is when I started realizing that I can become a good public speaker. Day by day, now and then, my friends used to organize these activities. Then they'd ask me, or rather call me Brian, and tell me, Brian, you know what? I have a mentorship session. Would you come and offer a mentorship session for free? Would you? One thing I can tell you for free is I used to say yes to most of those gigs. I used to go. I never, like, I wasn't paid, but I started off. And that was the process whereby, there's something that Vusi talks about, the podium time. That really created my podium time every now and then. Like, it created my podium time. And one thing I can tell you guys is, if you're dedicated, if you're so much dedicated, your podium time matters. Your podium time creates your foundation. As much as your dressing creates your foundation, as much as your aura creates your foundation, as much as your communication creates your foundation, your podium time as well creates your foundation. So your podium time matters. How many of those have you gone to give back for free without asking for anything in return? How many engagements have you done for free without asking for anything in return? Because trust you me, when your time comes, people will pay for the value that you've given the world. So that is how I started off. First off, by making sure that I don't have any stage fright. Right now, if you call me and tell me that I want you to go and have a conversation with 10,000 people, I will do so. But it's something that took me 2 good years to learn, 3 good years to learn, and to sit under people, to look at how they can communicate, to look at how they're doing things. That is where mentorship comes in. So I believe that as young people, we have the capability, we have the ability, but the only thing that we are not doing is believing in ourselves. So if you believe in yourself, wake up, do that thing today, tomorrow, take 3 days, because it will take longer, but it will last longer. You need to realize that. So for me, it didn't matter whether I was going to talk for free, I was going to get paid when I was doing my podium time. No, it didn't matter. But right now, it matters if someone will pay me or not. What kind of value will I give them, or what kind of value will I not give them? That matters right now. But when I was starting off, the podium time really mattered to me. So if you're a starting off public speaker, your podium time really matters. And as a personal branding trainer right now, I can say podium time really matters in whatever field that you're doing, whether you're a marketing strategist, whether you are a public speaker, whether you are whatever you are doing, podium time really matters. So start with the podium time. From the podium time now, I think you can start expressing yourself out, looking for opportunities. Ask a friend, ask a friend to ask a friend to ask a friend, and try and see how possible is it for you to get an opportunity somewhere to speak. You see, how possible is the 3 or the 4 friends that you have able to secure an opportunity for you to speak? So that really matters. And as a young person, I've really learned that in the hard way. So yeah, and that is where I think your friends also come in. As I told you that you will never know the power of a tea bag until you immerse it in hot water. You will never know. So the type of environment that you're living in right now really dedicates the type of person you'll become in the next 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. The type of people that you're sitting around with determine whether you're going to become a millionaire or a billionaire. The people you listen to determines what you're going to become. So as a young person, I'll tell you that in terms of branding, also what you listen to, what you look at really matters. And that is why we need to change our habits. Start listening to podcasts. Start looking up to, for me as a public speaker, let's say, I can say the reason I have Vusi as my mentor, or rather someone I look up to, is because of his flow of speech. That is why, like, I really love the way, and every single day he keeps on coming up with a new message now, again and again. There is something he also says that the first time that you give something at first, but when you the second time when you give it in a different way and a different fashion. The third time you're giving this thing, give it in the same version you gave it, but in a very different taste. So yeah, for me that has really worked out, and I've seen it into fruition. So as much as you're a public speaker, realize that those things really, really matter. And as you start off, there are also some things that you need to focus on as a like in terms of branding. For me, I've told you that the reason I listen to Vusi is 1, 2, 3 things. Yeah, that is his flow of speech. The reason I listen to Julian Kula is because of excellence, the way he executes his things. The reason I listen to Daniel G is because this guy knows how to do sales. Like he knows how to do sales. The reason I listen to like the reason I listen to all these people is because of the ability of the mind, like how they are able to express themselves, how they are able to do their things. Okay, so as a young person, please focus on what you're able to offer. And when you're looking at people, look at people who will impact your life in the most in a fulfilling way, in a meaningful, purposeful, and a fulfilling way. 3 things: meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilling. People who make you feel that, you know what, this message that you're telling people is meaningful, this message that you're telling people is going to fulfill them, and it's going to be purposeful in this world. So in terms of personal branding, those are the major aspects that I've been able to learn. So as a young person, please focus on those things that I've been able to teach you for the past, I think, is it 15 minutes or so. And apart from that, I believe that as young people, again, once we've gotten from that point of probably realizing who we've become or what we can be able to do now, sometimes we relax a little bit. When I realized that I can speak, yes, I was taken, given gigs, did things for free. Sorry, I was given gigs to do for free. But for me, that really created my foundation. Got to a point where I realized, you know what, I can speak to 1,000 people, started speaking to 1,000 people. But it also came to a point where I realized that I needed to monetize what I have. Like, how do I monetize it? By monetizing it, I mean creating events, creating masterclasses that I can be able to charge, and also teach high value, like give back, like give high value content, or rather teach people lessons that are way much valuable, things that have worked for me in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, being able to give people my network, letting them access my network, such kind of things. That is how you can monetize from what you're doing. Because if I have a high-end mentor, I call them for an event, then it means that I had to earn it to become to be a mentee, to sit under this person. And it took me a lot of time. So I need to monetize my time. That is what you do. Call them for an event and also monetize from that event. So basically you can say that as much as there is a foundation, the end goal really matters. So for me, it has really worked out. For you, it can work out as well. There is something that I told God when it's like I had a covenant with God. And I told him this, that, you know what, if you put me in those stages, thousands of people, I will definitely, like, I will praise your name. And I mean, whenever I go on stage, this is the first thing I usually say. I usually tell people that he got me here, he can do the same for you. So I mean, for me, it has worked out. For you, it can work out as well. But it all takes the mind. From your mind to your hands, it's a process. But now you need to realize that you need to come with a mechanism of getting that thing from your mind to your hands, because it's possible. There is something that Steve Harvey says, that if you can see it in your mind, you can have it on your hands. But if only you have the ability to speak it out. If I'm able to speak it out to you today and tell you that I want to gather 10,000 people in a stadium next year, you know, when I tell people this, sometimes they think it's cliche. Some people will be like, how is it possible? You mean, because, okay, trust you me, I never gathered 2,000 people before. I never. This year I did gather 2,000 people in a stadium. Not in a stadium, sorry. I gathered 2,000 people in a hall in Mount Kenya University, where we had speakers like my big brother Moses B. Arthur. We had Robert Burale, my pops. We had key people in Kenya who came for that event. So it really matters how you think and look about it, but again, the execution really matters. So as a young person out there, how are you going to execute that idea that you have in mind? So this year, before gathering the 2,000 people, for me, it felt like it was going to be a big thing, and I wasn't going to achieve it. But I had to push my mind. I had to pull myself a little bit, like you can pull a string, and realize how further I can go. When I realized that I can gather 2,000, I've done a lot of master classes since then. Different universities worked out. So now I have to challenge myself again with a new thing. 10,000. What are the strategies? I need to start planning early. So the process is from the foundation to your podium time, from your podium time to how you can monetize it, from how you can monetize it. Now you realize you can duplicate it like 3 or 4 times. Now what you need to do is just challenge yourself with big dreams or big ambitions every now and then, and come up with a strategy. Look for people who are like-minded. I'm sure, because gathering 10,000 people takes a lot. But again, the people I'm able to associate myself with, if I decide that we're going to call Vusi Tembekwayo for this type of event, we're going to call Julian Kula for this type of event, we're going to call for high-end CEOs in Kenya for this type of event, it is possible to gather 10,000 people. But the thing is, what strategies you're using, because I know the people who listen to Vusi, the people who listen to Julian Kula, and they'd want to be there to listen to them. So look for, you look for people who are in the same environment but doing things ahead of you, probably 10 times more. Calling Vusi to an event is like having a magnet. Calling Julian Kula to an event is like another magnet. Julian Kula, during the Rema Feast that happened a few days ago in Kenya, he gathered 100,000 people in Kasarani Stadium. 100,000. Calling, and most of them were young people. Calling for such a person for that one, it was more of like it was something mega for like a whole week. So if I call that person to my event
What did
to
you
talk
call
about
the other
business,
person? Juliet what?
Julian Kula.
Wow, I've not
Yeah,
heard of the person. Maybe I've seen the person. I don't know the person. But when we are done,
yeah,
you will test the name of the person to me. So I'll go check the person out.
sure. So he's been able to gather thousands of people. And the last day when Joshua Selman was preaching, 100,000 people were there. So there are people that when you call them to an event, they act like magnets. You call like 5 people. I call Vusi, or probably let's say we host Vusi in Kenya. Vusi has people who listen to him in Kenya. So definitely those people want to come for an event. The people who listen to Julian Kula, these people, most of them being young people, they'd want to come for that same event. I look for the CEO of Equity Bank in Kenya. This guy has been able to raise thousands of people, young people mostly, to go to universities for free. All these young people want to come for that event. So I think it's the strategies that you can be able to execute and use for what you want to do. For me, that has really worked out for me. So for you, it can work out as well. But the strategy that you use really matters. Then now from there, I believe that the next thing is I can teach you guys is about access, relationships, access and relationships and friendships. Access, relationships, and friendships. Getting access is easier, but again, you have to earn it. Because let's say someone can be my friend, but how can I give him access to someone I've been able to pursue, and also someone I've been able to sit down, have deep conversations with, and this person really trusts me? How can I be able to give a friend of mine such access? That's number one. That's a number one question. How am I able to do that? And then another thing, if I give this person that access, how much further is he willing to keep it, or maybe make it to become a relationship that will be able to help many other young people, like probably I have helped this person? That's the next question. And then now, how do I define a friend and a brother? You get? So it comes from step 1, step 2 to step 3. Number 1 is giving someone access. So yeah, let's say it can start from friendship, brotherhood, to access, to a relationship. For me, that has really worked out. And the reason it has worked out is because I have, first of all, is if I'm looking for someone, or rather I want to approach someone, the thing I usually do is I don't ask for money. No, I usually ask for mentorship. I usually ask for to be taught a skill, if it's communication, if it's leadership, a skill at least. And if this person sees that you are, sometimes I can say, before I became a mentee, or rather a mentee to Robert Burale, we didn't have a conversation for like 2 or 3 months. He came for my event, but after my event, he disappeared for like a month or two. He used to tell me, Brian will meet. Brian will meet. So if I was just any other young person, I could have given up on the way. But I was like, you know what? As much as he'll tell me we'll meet, and we won't meet, I will I will still go on and on and on. It got to a point whereby one day he sat down with me and he told me this. The reason I've been doing this too is because I wanted to see, are you someone that I can be able to trust in the long term? There is a difference between the short term and the long term. There is a short term mentor and a long term mentor. So who's your short term mentor and who's your long term? I wanted Bural to become my short term mentor. A short term, like a long term, sorry, a long term mentor. Someone who will walk with me through the journey, tell me the do's and the don'ts. Okay, just like a book. In a book, we have a word, we have a sentence, we have a paragraph, we have 2 pages, 3 pages, we have 50 pages, and we have 100 pages, and we have a cover that covers all the pages. So there is someone who will become your word, your word. There is someone who will become your full stop. There's someone who will become your paragraph. There is someone who will become your 10 pages. Someone else will become your 50 pages, and someone else will become your 100 pages, and then someone else will become your cover and all the pages in the book. So who's that person? Your long-term mentor. For me, I can say that is Robert Burale. So look for that person, and once you have that person, when you're going to them, don't ask them for money. Just ask them to teach you a skill, to teach you, sit down with them, just learn from them. That really matters, and that will take you places. For me, because it has opened doors for me, it has opened doors for my friends. So I think it can do the same exact thing to you. It can open more doors for you. So think about it and ask yourself, do I want access? And once I've gotten the access, how do I change it into a long-term relationship? And from there, now, how can I be able to help many other young people in the society who need this person? That is why I'm going to say that when I'm going to host my next event, or rather all my other events, Robert Burale will never miss on the speakers list. That is one thing I know, because I know there's something that he has that he can be able to teach other young people, like he has taught me. So think about it. And I believe that as young people, we can go further. But now, the last thing I'll teach you on this live is collaboration and competition. So now, there is level A, level B, level C. And okay, or rather, let's say there is level C, level B, level A. Level C is the lowest. In level C, young people tend to compete, like mostly fight a lot. they tend to insult each other, they tend to fear each other. That is level C. Like, so, and that creates a place whereby they can't be able to come together and collaborate. So if I have an idea and Collins has an idea, I'm like, if I share this idea to Collins, I'm sure that he will take it away from me, or probably is going to execute it as fast as he can, more than I can do, because he has the resources. That is level C. But come to level, once you've graduated from level C to level B, in level B, there is competition, man. A lot of competition. I'm a public speaker. I have 10 other young people who in the country are public speakers. So when I look at what they're doing, it intimidates me. I feel like, you know what? I need to do 10 times more than they're doing. No. You know, it got to a point where I feel like someone like Vusi right now, like it got to a point where he just told God, you know what? I'm just but a vessel. There is a difference. For me, I've realized there's a difference between the body and like there's a difference between a body and a vessel. Vusi has gotten to a point whereby he told God, just use me as a vessel. Use me as a vessel. And I believe that that is why he's able to travel to all these places that you can see. Do all these things that he's able to do, because he told God to use him as a vessel. But when we get to a point where in level B we're competing a lot, we don't get to achieve much because we feel like everybody is your competition. So it doesn't make sense. But now when you graduate from level B to level A, it's collaboration. People compete at the bottom, but people collaborate at the top. So collaboration really matters. If I know my friend is doing a book launch, if I know my friend is going to do an event, if I know my friend is going to do a masterclass, what do? We sit down with them, lay strategies, and see how we can be able to help each other. That is the best thing that we can do. So you, as a person who's listening to me, how many people have you been able to collaborate with? Because for me, I have a lot that I have collaborated with, and I have a lot that I'm going to collaborate with. So that is it. Like right now, I can tell you for sure that I'm not at my place. I'm at my friend's place. And the reason I'm at my friend's place, I've been here for the past like is it 3 days? I think so, 3 or 2 days. We've been sitting down just talking, and I came to visit their kids. But we've been sitting down, strategizing, and also whatever he feels like he can gain from me, he can ask me. Whatever I feel like I can gain from him, I ask him. Then we come together, we collaborate. So I think for me that is really what I can say has worked out for me, and it can work out for you as well. But the only thing you need to do is just sit down and think about it. Think about it and ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Yeah. And I believe that is why I've been able to get to where I've gotten to. Still believing to collaborate with many other people across the country and across the globe, because next year I want to visit about 10 countries. That is Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, Morocco, Mauritius, Australia. I want to visit Canada. I want to visit the USA. I want to visit Rwanda, and I want to visit Ethiopia. And I think Uganda on the list, Uganda and Tanzania, just to do tours across to impact young people. How will I do that? Through collaboration with other young people across those countries. So think about it. You who's watching, how many people have you collaborated with, or rather, how many people are you ready to collaborate with to make your dream come to pass? Yeah, I'll leave it there, because in public speaking, sometimes for you to be, there is something that Pastor Kariuki said during the Rema Feast. He said that, you know what, I'm not going to finish all the content because I want to be called again. So I think for myself, I'll say I'll leave it there. Next time, probably when I'm in Nigeria, we'll catch up, guys, or maybe in Dubai, in UK, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to me from. Yeah, we'll catch up, and we can do something together. Thank you so much, Collins. I'm looking forward
You
for
will
us to
you will be
collaborate.
you will be called again. You will be called again because you've not shared it finished.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
sure, sure.
suspense. That's the suspense.
Mhm.
You creative. We need you
Mm,
back and over again. Wow, wow.
yeah.
I was about to ask that question. How would you be able to achieve those goals, traveling to 10 cities or countries? I was like, oh, wow. And the answer is collaboration. Through collaboration, that can be
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
Collaboration is the A level. That we call it A game. Your A
Mm-hmm.
game is collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Your A
Mm-hmm.
game. And
Yeah.
wow, I love that, man. You're even pushing me. I want to do this with you. And we will do it. I want to tour cities. Wow, 10 cities. You are going to do this. Ouch. It's going to work by the grace of God. It's
Right.
possible. I believe my mantra is creating your dream world is possible.
Yeah.
Creating your dream world is possible. I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
How were you able to dream this big at your young age? You not even look your age to restrict you from thinking big. And you started so early. What motivated you? What was like your story, your background? What was it like? Oh, network took him out. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go for a 1 minute break and see if we have him in the back.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my
Welcome back. I
brother.
think that was the network,
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm sorry, my brother.
Was that the network or you had a call?
My phone went off for a
My
bit.
phone, my phone went off for a bit. Oh wow.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Sorry about that too. No, the question I was asking was,
Yeah.
how did you start so early? You know the importance of starting early. When you start early, there's an advantage. Jesus Christ started from the age of 12. There are many people. Vusi started early too. That's why it's at this level. Vusi, the American started early at a young age. That was the advantage. Doing public speaking was part of the Toastmasters. That's just it. So, what was your background story like? I mean, what was that thing that pushed you? What inspired you? What made you start so early? I want to know your background. Like, how? Let people know it here.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I'll start
Um,
with
I'll
I
start
lost my
with
mom when I was
I
in high
lost my
school.
mom when I was in high school.
Then my sister was
Then
three
my
months old.
sister was 3 months old.
And to add, I'm a
And
firstborn
to
in a
add, I'm a
family of six
firstborn in a
kids.
family of 6 kids.
So when you look at that
So when you look
sequence,
at that sequence,
is that I'm a
is
firstborn,
that I'm
a
a
pillar.
firstborn.
My brothers and my sisters look up to me. So if they're looking up to me, it means that I can't fail regardless. It means that I have to make sure that they're okay. I have to make sure that they get what they want. I have to make sure that they get what they need for them to achieve their greatness. Like I had a lot of people looking up to me. My mom supported me in terms of she used to tell me this, Brian, I want you to finish school. I'll help you in terms of your publishing your book and starting off your journey. So that pushed me. But when she passed away, I felt like she went with my dream. I felt like she was the only person who believed in me. So I felt like, you know what, all this is I feel like I didn't have anyone else. But when I realized that I have the power to start off, to do some of the most amazing things, I just started because I realized if I just stop, the thing is I'll have like I will not have. I mean, I will not have. What can I say? Like I'm looking for a word that I can use. Give me a sec. Like I'm looking for a word that I can use. So the thing is, if I decided to probably give up, then what good would I have done my mom? What good? If I decided to give up at that point, what good would I have done my sister, who was 3 months, then at that age, at that time? What good would I have done the thousands of people that I've been able to impact right now when I look back 3 years ago? What good? What good would I have done to the people that I've been able to get access through my name, create relationships through my name? What good? Because I mean, all these people, maybe somewhere, they could be somewhere, they don't have access, they don't have relationships, they don't have people they can call friends, but because I decided to start off, that is why. So I believe that for me, it is the stories, the memories that I keep on creating for people as I go, and also the fact that I have people who are looking up to me, more than 10 or 20 million kids across the world who probably need me, more than a billion people who are waiting for me to do it so that they can be able to use me as an example and say, you know what, Brian did it, I can do it. So for me, that is the driving force every single day to achieve what I want to achieve. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. You know, it's important to start with why. Like, what's a big why? That's the advantage. Each time I want to give up, I always think about people who my light will ignite their candle. Those dead candles, my lights will illuminate their lights, will brighten their lights. When I come, darkness will separate. So I'm an embodiment of light. My words are life. When I speak, those who hope are dead will come alive. Those who are giving up on their dreams, who think it's not possible, when they hear me say creating your dream world is possible, they will stand back on their feet because they have seen me do it and they've done it over and over again. I'll be a beacon of hope to them because I did it. They'll be like, whoa, if Collins can do it at the age of 25, then I'm not old enough or I'm not too young to do big stuff, to do great stuff. I'm destined for greatness. That's why when I go to schools to speak, I tell them, you are made for more. Greatness is calling you. And my background, my story push me. My pain has been something I'm turning to my power, and the mess we've gone through on daily basis. You know, you will tell people you will become successful before you live in the same environment. They will be the one to criticize you, to tell you, has anybody from your family succeeded? How would you be the one to make the change? How would you be the one to make the difference? They'll tell you nothing good has come from your family, so don't dare think about succeeding. It's not for people like you. You will tell them I'm a billionaire, they will laugh and mock you. Do you have a private jet? Do you have so amount in your account? So what makes you a billionaire? So I completely understand what he's saying. It's pretty much important we start on time. So it's not about having it in your account, not about people mocking you. It's about you knowing where you're coming from and knowing where you're going to. Is a process, it's a journey of becoming, and you need that mindset that no matter what has been said to you, you should not give up anytime soon. So I think he's having maybe network off. I don't know what's going on, but we have come to an end of the session. He has shared premium stuff here, premium knowledge, and I'm so much happy that he did it, that he gave it all. For him to be able to be with people like Moses Beato, Vusi Dembeke, people like that. He has them in his cycle. He has been under mentorship. You should not play your game without having mentors who are in the league, in the level, at the peak you want to perform, you want to be. So You can become anything you put your mind to become. You can be anything you want. You just have to be in the right place at the right time, the right circle, the right relationship. And that's just the secret where some things will be said in that room, in that gathering, and it will challenge you. It will lift your spirit. You will believe that these things can be done. You see who have done it. They will ignite your dream. They will empower you. They will hold your hands. They will tell you, we believe in you. You can do it. I've heard it oftentimes. Someone posted it on Facebook that a young girl or a boy was saying, I am a billionaire. Every other person was laughing. But only a billionaire there kept quiet and was watching girl, this guy. So let people laugh, let them say anything. Only those who came from nothing will understand. There are people who understand. There are people who understand. So I am telling them that it's important we know where we are coming from. Sometimes where we are coming from will be our advantage. It's like a book written by what's his name that wrote Underdog Advantage. So this is like underdog advantage. Turning those your message, it becomes your power. People will mock you. You don't have billion. Do you have private? I've said it over 10. I'm a billionaire. People ask me, where's my jet? Where's my mansion? That's the only thing that they are focused that they believe is a billionaire. Is somebody who have jet, who have mansion. They are focused and projected by material things. And I don't know that if you become a billionaire without a mindset, you will lose it all. And if you become a billionaire with the mindset, you lose everything. You can get it back because that mindset has been there. The knowledge has been there. You can replicate it. You can reproduce and produce and produce and even pass it on to others. That's why this conference is called Wealth Transfer, Global Wealth Transfer. You know, the making of great men starts with their mindset. Their mindset. So, thank you so much, brother, for coming for this conference. Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you. We're going to do big stuff. We're going to do great stuff together. I love you. Collins, love you. We will do more together, I believe. It's only a function of matter of time. I'm going to end this section now. And God will bless you for watching. Subscribe to this channel, share the video. Like if you've not watched from the beginning or that S section, you can check it on the channel. It's there to watch. And I will see you on the other side. I love you. Bye.
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to do. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.